Greetings, crew, and welcome back to the Loris Lasan podcast. I am your hostess, Lourdes Lasan, and we're going to get into it. So, this episode is the Lal episode, the Lal Soji Dahj connection, or how did Bruce Maddox actually lay his hands on Data's neurons? If you remember at the end of Star Trek Nemesis, the ship that Data had beamed aboard and saved Picard from exploded rather spectacularly. Unless Maddox was out in that area of space with a really big sifter, I'm not really sure how he got his hands on neurons from Data. It just doesn't make much sense, and it's something that's been sticking with me for a while. Um, at first, I thought maybe he got his hands on lore, but there's no evidence to that. And then I started thinking, there's something that's going on. How did he get these neurons available? Did he sift through whatever wreckage and find something? Or did he, would he have been able to pull something out of B4? And I don't think so, because that Matrix crashed too, and all the data was garbled. There was nothing they could really pull out of it. So if his technique to clone neurons was going to work, it couldn't come from B4. And it couldn't come from space dust. So, did a lot of thinking, and here's what I've come up with. I think that Jana and Beautiful Flower and Soji and Dahj and the rest of their people were built by Maddox based on Soong-type androids, but I think that they're based off of Lal. If you recall, bear with me, I'm going to lay it out for you. If you recall, in season 3 of Next Gen, in the episode The Offspring, Data mentioned that one of the ways that he was able to get her up and running so quickly was because of a submicron matrix transfer technique that he picked up at the cybernetics conference that he'd gone to. And they spent weeks in a lab transferring information to her from his own neural net. By the end of the episode, he had transferred his entire some knowledge and his programs to her positronic network. So all of the memories up to that point are in there. All of his associations, all of everything that he's ever done, past his reactivation point, are there. So my thinking is that when she was deactivated at the end of the episode, she was put into storage, and this is presumably, what you'd come to expect from Data. He saves everything. So I don't think her body was ever dismantled. I think it was put into storage and just kind of not talked about. In the hopes that maybe one day, if he learned more or somebody else did, that maybe she could be brought back. And at the end of Nemesis, when he was destroyed, I think that, he obviously, had a will and testament, and some people, got various things, from his estate, as it were, because he was a sentient being, he had all the rights, so there you go. I think that what ended up happening is that Data sent her body in his last will and testament to Dr. Maddox. And I think he did it on the QT, probably through Picard. So that Starfleet wouldn't get wind of it and, go and dissect his dead daughter. But I think that there were very simple instructions. If you can fix her, fix her. And if she can help you in your research, to do that, great. But try to fix her, at the end if you can. It makes sense that this would be the case that there would be a relationship that should be the progenitor of um, Dahj and Soji, because she was the most advanced Soong type android. She had emotions. She had, you capabilities. She could use contractions. She had capabilities that Data did not possess natively. Um, and as a result of that, she was able to portray emotion, not just portray it, but actually feel emotion. So much so that the resident empath on board could feel the emotion coming from her like she would any other live being. True, eventually led to her cascade failure and shutdown, but I think Maddox could have taken this into account, made some changes when mixing with, organic DNA, and possibly came up with a scenario that gave them emotions, but the side effect of that is that telepaths and empaths couldn't read those emotions as a result of the process. Um, it's the only thing that makes sense to me on that front. Um, but yeah, I mean, when you think about it, um, this explains the leap in capability that these new enters, these new synths possess. If Maddox had time to work on the most advanced Soong type android, even if the positronic net didn't work, and he was blending this with organic technology, reasonably speaking, this could be Soji and Dahj could be, and Jenna and the rest of the race could be the outcome of this research. And who knows? Lal might still be in there too. Lal could show up on the planet in fixed form, or, in reverence as a progenitor or something. I don't know, but it would be cool to see the original actress back. It would be cool just to see a replica of her body there, a statue or something. Um, just kind of giving credence to that. But I think that is the origin of the Maddox type androids. Um, that we see in Soji and Dahj. So that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. But I have to release it soon because the next episode of Picard is coming out, and that's presumably going to give us some answers. And if I don't get this out beforehand, then there's no time for speculation. So that being said, like, share, and subscribe. And if you like podcasts like this, leave some comments down below. Just let me know how I'm doing, and we'll go from there. This is a fairly short one, so good deal. Um, and yeah, so from all of me to all of you, have a wonderful evening.